What's going on? I am Charm. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Where are you calling from? Welcome to the 411 podcast. How are y'all doing? Can't believe it's Saturday, October 9th. I feel as if time keeps on flying, but some people I spoke to, they're like, it's going by slow. But for some reason, I feel like it's flying, but I don't know. Y'all let me know. I want to say what's up to people out there on Facebook. I've realized that sometimes I can't see the messages that come through on Facebook, so not that I'm ignoring y'all. I just want to say what's up, and I see you out there, and I'm gonna check in with you when I could get to the messages. I appreciate that. What's going on? It's all in the cards with Kathy. How are you doing tonight? I think you should get on the phone and talk to me tonight. That would be real interesting. So we are turning this into a freestyle session because my guest, Majestic Hayes, could not be here. I'm not quite sure what happened. I spoke to her earlier via social media, and we went back and forth like everything was going to be good, but I don't know what happened. So in any case, we're turning this into a freestyle session, and that's cool. I'm down with it. So if you want to talk to me, you can text me at 609-738-0611. This is Freestyle Sessions 411 podcast. So it's all in the cards. Are you down for a conversation tonight? I was wondering where that beat was going to go. What's going on? Thank you for joining. If you're on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, Twitter, DLive, or Twitch, drop it in the comments so I can see where you're calling from. I appreciate you. What's going on? Welcome to the 411 podcast. So, song of the day is Watching the Wheels by John Lennon. Yeah, it's his birthday today, so rest in peace. Happy birthday, John Lennon. So many records and so many hits. I'm not quite sure what your favorite one is, but yeah, that's one of mine, Watching the Wheels. Let's see what Miss Kathy has to say here. Released in 1981. I was actually 1 year old when that song came out. Watching the Wheels. Oh, you had to go get your gear.
I did.
I can't believe you're up. I thought you were going to do the phone call.
I don't know how to do that.
Have me just call you on the phone?
Nah, this is more fun.
Oh, so it's not the fact that you don't know how to do it. You just don't want to. That's fine. You can do whatever you want to do, but don't say you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to make a phone call.
I can make a phone call, yeah, but I don't know how to join you doing a phone call. First of all, I don't even know your phone number.
So let me rewind this here. What's going on, Karma's Paradise? K. Cole. So you're trying to tell me that you don't remember coming on a 411 podcast? Only
I don't remember the number exactly.
You don't remember how we did the process? How I call you?
Not really.
Like,
I remember it was a long time ago.
so if you watch,
look, I got donuts.
oh my God, if you watch the show, you'll see that I call people every night. I'm just trying to understand this whole process.
It's best not to try.
Exactly. So what's
How was
going
your
on?
day?
Good. What's up?
Oh,
What's
not
going on?
much. Mark ruined Fawlington Day for me, as you might have saw.
I saw a little bit, but it seems like maybe you enjoyed it. You enjoyed him ruining it. Because that video didn't seem like you were that disturbed by it. What did he do?
Well, I wanted to catch the artist. I was so excited to catch the artist. And he spent like an hour listening to this woman talk about rice. And, you know, she was very good at talking about rice in her demonstrations.
You mean,
but, there was a lot going on.
You mean rice that you eat?
Yeah.
So that was, you know, when I looked at that video, I was like, you know what? I'm glad that I didn't participate in that. I said, you know what? God, you saved me from another situation here. Rice, an hour.
Rice.
That's ridiculous.
About oh my God, Carolina rice, yellow Colorado. I can't even talk. I can't even say it.
How much did you have?
Carolina rice.
Now, how much did you have to drink today?
I had margaritas earlier.
How many?
Just 3.
Oh, just 3. Most people can only do like one margarita. You're like, oh yeah, just 3.
Well, it's mostly ice.
Oh, you do the frozen one or do you do the non-frozen?
No, I like the frozen ones.
See, I don't.
And it takes a while to drink them because you're like, brain freeze.
I don't believe that they put a lot of alcohol in the frozen ones.
I think they do. On the border does, that's for sure.
What's that place over there? What is it? Margaritaville? No, it's not called that. What's that?
Margaritas.
Oh, that's what it's called, margaritas. Okay.
Yeah.
They
and
do.
Then you have Cancun, which is good.
Nah, I've been there one time.
Huh.
People at work were talking about it. Like, oh, it's so much better than Taco Bell. You got to go get tacos from Cancun. This is when I used to eat meat. And it was the soggiest, nastiest thing that I've ever tasted in my life.
I can't believe that.
Like, even the shell was just, like, they gave you a new definition of soft shell tacos. Because it really wasn't supposed to be soft shell, but by the time you got it and opened it up, it was all soggy. You've ever experienced that?
Yeah, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, that one over there. So how is it a hard shell taco, but by the time you open up the foil and get it, it's all soggy? And you know what I'm saying, right? You've seen that?
Yeah.
That's how do they
soggy
get it?
From the grease.
Yeah, no. I'm good with that. So do you have company? I see you keep looking over in a corner like someone's waving you down.
No, nobody's here.
Well, not that you know of.
I could do a panoramic view if you want. You're just going to see a mess, though.
Well, I don't think you want to show people that. But you don't care, remember? You don't care.
I don't care. No, I don't care.
Oh, man. So
I love my, go ahead. I was just going to say, I love my Ring video doorbell.
What is it?
Love it. It is the Ring. You know what Ring video doorbell? It's like the best entertainment I've ever had.
Ring, you mean RING?
Yes.
So you got a new doorbell like that. What's the video?
Yes.
So what, did you just watch people go back and forth all day?
Yes, and if you wanted to, you could eavesdrop.
Oh, yeah, by pushing the button. That would be somebody.
No, it sends you a live stream.
Yeah, but that would be somebody outside. What's going on, Regina? How are you? That would be like, just, I don't know. You got me all confused. So
yeah, it's somebody on the porch, but
yeah,
you know, like I caught Mark talking to himself. He was opening up the door and he was talking to himself.
Probably saying some things.
I was at work, and yeah, he was complaining about me.
That's funny.
I'm like, okay, now I hear it all.
Did you tell him, or you just keep? Did you tell him, or you just kept it to yourself?
No, I told him about
Well,
it.
now see, why would you do that? Now he's gonna watch. See, if I had it, I'd keep my mouth shut and be like, oh, okay, I got you. Let me see if you say something else again. Now
I got busted too, though. I was going to work today, and he was talking to me as I was going out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, son of a bitch, he's still talking to me. And he's like, you can talk to people through the doorbell. And he's like, I heard that.
That's funny.
But it's fun, though. I can see the neighbors.
I can hear.
It's a fisheye.
I'd love to see your mailman curse you out for all the shit that's in front of the mailbox.
I know, right? It's brought a whole new level of drama to my life.
People install those doorbells because there's porch pirates. I guess that's what they're called. There's actually one in your neighborhood that's maybe not your neighborhood, the one next to you, 1 or 2 towns over. They actually had a Halloween mask on so that you couldn't see their face, and they're running around picking up people's packages. So they got it all planned out well because you can't tell who they are. It looks like a woman.
Oh, wow.
Looks like a woman, but yeah, she has a Halloween mask on, and she just comes right up, no shame, broad daylight, pick up the packages, and walk away.
Yeah, because Halloween's coming, too. So she just does this during Halloween, then?
Well, I wonder what's going to happen after Halloween.
She does Santa Claus.
Or the Grinch that stole Christmas. That's funny. So, what are you being for Halloween?
I'm going to be a mummy.
What are you going to do with the old-fashioned way with toilet paper?
Well, no, I have these, like, a bunch of these masks that the seniors were giving away.
So you're going to wrap your whole body in all of them?
No, just, like, the face, and then the hands, and then I have a white dress. And then I'll do toilet paper for my hair.
Oh, okay. All right, that makes sense. When you showed me that, I'm like, you're gonna wrap your body in a whole bunch of masks. That makes sense, though. And what's Mark gonna be?
Nothing. He's gonna be his grouchy old self.
I don't see him being grouchy and miserable.
No, spending more time around us.
Through the videos, I don't see that.
Yeah, he was in a good mood today. Yesterday, he was really. Oh, you know what? The one that really I should post this one. This was funny.
Mm-hmm.
We were walking, and he kept telling me not to step in anything, like dog crap or whatever in the field. So I'm like Mark. I said, you stepped in something. And he's like, oh, son of a... He's like, where? And he's like looking at both of his feet. And I says, nah, just playing with you. And then we walked a little bit more, and I videotaped him. And I said, Mark, for real, this time you did step in something.
And he really did?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
He went through the same thing again, looking at both of his feet. And then he goes, you're a pain in the ass. And he started laughing.
Yeah. You two are something else.
Yeah, we do play a lot of practical jokes on each other.
What are the grandkids being for Halloween?
Pikachu type of things. I think they're going to be like Pokemon. And...
Now, are not the grandkids, but are the kids dressing up too?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they dress up every year, huh? What are they being?
Oh, gosh. Pokemon, usually.
Oh, okay, because some people do that where they dress their kids up and then they're a part of it too. Their costumes have to match and everything. What's going on, Jetta?
Like that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never did anything like that.
No.
I want to go back a little bit. So John Lennon, it's his birthday today. So are you a fan?
I like John Lennon. I thought he seemed like a nice enough man.
Mm-hmm. What was your favorite song?
Probably Imagine.
Okay, I knew that was going to be number one. You know what song I listened to today, and I was like, oh man, I like that song. I'm a jealous guy, or jealous, however he worded it, or titled it. But remember that song?
No.
Oh, you got to look it up. You got to look it up. And then Watching the Wheels. That's one of my favorite ones.
Yes, that one I know.
That's my favorite one. I think I
So
like
he was
that.
jealous of Yoko Ono?
Well, I don't know. It was a song. I don't know if it was any meaning behind it.
I don't think there was a lot of guys waiting in line to.
Oh my God. You really know how to. Now, what would you say if somebody said that about you?
That's about right.
You know, when you speak evilness about people, you know that means that someone's going to do that to you.
Yeah. They'd probably be right. I mean, look at me. My hair's sticking up. And I think I look terrible in most of my videos. The only redeeming quality is that I laugh and smile. That's all I got going for me. That's it.
I saw you the other day with your taking a picture of your car, a video of your car, and I'm like, and she can't turn the camera the right way, that she has sideways. Now, why would you do that?
I couldn't do it right.
You can't just turn the camera around and show the car.
No, I could not do that.
I find that hard to believe.
I couldn't maneuver it right.
You know, it's been a little bit since I released my Inspirations Volume 1 Deliberation. Do you remember how everything started because of that book?
I do.
And I started it because it was a virtual book tour type thing, and I was going through whole chapters, and that's how Reading Between the Lines started and all of that stuff. So I think real soon I'm going to hit the reset button and just go through that process again and go chapter by chapter and, just, reminisce a little bit and go back. Sometimes you got to go back before you can go forward, because you have to get a good understanding of where you come from so that you know exactly where you're going.
I think the universe is trying to tell me that certain things, because you're not the first time I heard that in the last 5 days.
Well, wow, that's interesting. I've learned that if you don't go back and figure out what the problem is, you're going to continue to keep making the same mistake and bumping your head.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Like history, if you don't remember history, you're doomed to repeat it.
Like the world that we live in today.
It's getting crazier by the day, isn't it?
I don't look at it. You tell me what's new. I don't look at it, so I try I try not to have it drive me crazy. So what's new?
Oh, well, FBI's going after parents for asking questions about their kids' curriculum. That's pretty wacky.
What? Let me repeat it. Let me rewind this. Hit the reset button. So you said the FBI is going after parents who go to the school and ask questions about what their children are learning?
Correct. At school board meetings, they're calling them domestic terrorists.
That's stupid. That doesn't even make any sense.
Well, this
story doesn't sound. This story doesn't sound right. You go to the school and you ask about your child's curriculum, and then the FBI comes after you. There's something missing in that story. You're worse than the fake news and all of the stuff that people say. Your reporting is absolutely horrible. You know full well that there's more to that story than that.
I think that's pretty much it.
No, it's not.
Sadly.
Okay, this is fine. We can play this game. All right, tell me some more news. Because that one's horrible.
A reporter followed a senator into the bathroom while she was peeing and videotaped it.
Wow, that's crazy. Now I can believe.
You couldn't see anything, but you could hear it, you know.
I could believe. Oh, so they just did the
She
audio
followed her in.
and did the
Yep,
audio
she followed her in.
and did the audio.
The representative closed the door.
Mm-hmm.
She did what she had to do.
Mm-hmm.
She came out, and the reporter was still harassing her.
Oh, so the reporter was harassing her. Didn't see how these stories don't make any sense. It wasn't like they did an intentional, like, I'm going to follow you in the bathroom because I want to record
They did.
you.
They did do it intentionally. Yes, they did.
But listen, it wasn't like I came out and said, I'm going to follow you in the bathroom because I want to record you peeing. It was, no, I'm following you in the bathroom because I'm harassing you about whatever. And so you happen to be peeing, and it is what it is. Like, they didn't have an agenda to go and start recording somebody because they wanted to see or hear them pee.
No, but they didn't give her the respect to not.
Right, but you see how it's being reported. Your reporting skills are absolutely horrendous. You're missing pieces. It's actually kind of comical. Tell me something else.
Well, I'm pretty disappointed in the Republicans. They backed down and voted. They had, I think, 10 Republicans that voted for $450 million. That's pretty disappointing.
I wish
they
I had
stand their ground.
I wish I had a horn. You're actually disappointed in your own party.
Republicans. Yes.
Interesting. So now, does that mean that you're going to be a Democrat now?
No. I'm disappointed. I'm not crazy.
Well, whatever. Oh my goodness.
Oh, you know what? Here's something that I could not believe.
Mm-hmm.
Biden went through Michigan,
mm-hmm.
and they had a long line of people waiting for him,
mm-hmm.
and could not believe the disrespect that they gave a president. They had
I've heard you say this before about your home.
Yeah. No, that was bad. That was really bad.
What they had signs saying what? Signs saying what now?
They had signs F you Biden, and they were actually saying it. They were like, blank you Biden, blank you Biden. And I mean, so he's like going through this, and he's hearing these people, and he's seeing these crowds of people.
Well, I mean, your boy started it, so not that he did it on purpose, but it started with him. Put it that way. With all of the that was the first time in history that someone has ever outright been disrespectful to a president the way that they was with him. So, hey, it just trickles down. So now that door is open, what do you think, that we're going to close it now? You've let people act like lunatics, and they're not going to close it now. The door's open, and it is what it is, regardless of whether you're Democrat, Republican, whoever. Once you're allowed to take it that way, when it comes to disrespect, it's hard to close that door.
I think it's hard too, though. I think it's a boiling point that Americans are tired of paying higher gas, higher food. You know, we're seeing people get freebies while, Americans are not. People are tired.
As if that's the first time that has happened in history. That's been going on.
To this extent, though. To this extent. They want to shoot for $3.5 trillion. That's a lot of money to settle with our children and our grandchildren,
I've been hearing this shit since I was younger about how we're in so much debt, we're in this, we're in that, this is horrible, this is this. I've been hearing it since I was a little kid. And yet time continues to go on, and we continue to make it.
Well, there's a lot of money coming in for taxes, if that's what you mean.
And then they also can just print money too.
From what I understand, they're not going to print money to cover this. They're going to make a couple of coins, a couple of like $3 billion coins or something like that, so that there's no paper currency out there. But I think they're just talking about that.
So now we want to do away with paper currency. And I thought that there was a coin shortage, so we can go ahead and create new coins, but we can't.
No, there'll only be 3 coins. 3 $1 billion coins. So it's going to be a coin, not any paper currency.
This
I
story.
was looking at the stock. No, it was
This
good. I
this
was looking at
story
the
sounds.
stock for Bitcoin. Bitcoin is going through the roof. If you have any money, invest in Bitcoin.
This story sounds tricky. All right, what else do you have?
Oh my gosh, it was just like a week of insanity. Well, the drug cartel shot actual missiles, fire weapons at the Border Patrol,
Mm.
and the Border Patrol was watching it come over, and they're like, holy God. It was pretty scary to watch, and I mean, and they didn't care. The cartel didn't care if they got caught. They're just taunting them,
On a lighter note, not that heavy, but in Philadelphia, I guess it was, people were doing donuts in the street. Did you see
I
that?
saw that, yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And the cops were just sitting there. What could they do? And I'm sitting there thinking, like, I guess what can they do? They could have shot the
Nothing.
tire. They could have shot the tires down.
Not at that high speed. They'll get into an accident.
I guess so. I guess so. They could have fired some warning shots or something to. I don't
And
know.
then it'll read like cops kill kids at,
Yeah, that was a little insane. I'm like,
crazy.
wow, I never thought we would get to this point in this world where you basically can do that kind of stuff in front of the authorities and be like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, it's like a free for all, isn't it?
Mm, yeah.
It's insane. It's absolutely insane what's going on.
So now, what are you doing for the other holidays? Because once Halloween rolls around, which is in 2 weeks, believe it or not. Once Halloween rolls around, Thanksgiving's there and Christmas, and it's all downhill after that. So, what are you doing?
I'm going to come to your house for Thanksgiving.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Mark can come.
You're not going to come, so that's why I say yeah, it's fine. I
How do
remember.
you know I won't come?
Oh, I remember the last time. All of a sudden, you something was wrong with the car. The car was going to get scratched up. Then all of a sudden, we faked a sugar attack. How I remember so as if it was just yesterday. We're on our way. What time's it start? And then you tell the time, and everyone's like, "Where's Kathy at? Where's Kathy at?" And then I got tired of responding, and I said, "I guess she wasn't coming." And then the next day, you're like, "We tried to go." And someone who claims that they don't lie, sure know how to lie when it. Sure know how to. You sure know how to turn up the stories. I won't say a liar, but you sure know how to turn up the stories when it's convenient for you.
No, that's not even true. His sugars were off, believe me.
Yeah.
When his sugars go off.
Yeah, it's like, oh, we don't want to go to this party. Here, have some Reese's peanut butter cups. You want some chocolate cake? I got you.
Oh my God.
Well, a lie, so we got to make sure that the excuses are real. Oh man.
You're nuts. You're nuts.
Oh wow.
So who was your guest tonight?
It was supposed to be Majestic Hayes. We communicated back and forth. I don't know what happened. Sometimes people get nervous. Sometimes people are unsure. They've never done this before. That's why, they have the ability to speak on the phone because no one can see them.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody wants to be seen. But even sometimes, I guess that makes people nervous too. I remember the first time I called on a radio show, I was very nervous. And you get tripped up a little bit. It was actually right after 9/11, and they were asking questions about how it has impacted you. What do you do differently? Almost like what we're dealing with now, people who struggle to venture out of the house, and now it's people struggling to actually be around people and communicate with people the right way, minus the 6 foot rule, minus having your mask on, being around people who are, people who are vaccinated around other people who are vaccinated. So they ask questions about that, like if you struggle with adapting after, something tragic like that. So I got on a radio, and yeah, it's a little different. Most mistake that people try to make is they try to hear themselves on the radio, and it's like, no, turn it down. You can't hear yourself. It's going to give you feedback, and it's a delay reaction, and it's going to be all jacked up. But that's the first thing people say. Oh, I'm going to be on a radio, or I'm going to be on a podcast. I want to hear myself. Hear yourself after it's done. Don't try to hear yourself during the taping. It's not going to work. Have you ever called a radio station?
I feel like I must have at some point. I don't actively remember calling.
I'm surprised you didn't tell the person that you know how to run and play the tapes better than they do.
I'd call that, who's that psychiatrist who likes to tell people off? I'd call her.
Oh, you would not. Remember I tried to tell you to call her? And you would not do it because you said you'd be upset if she told you off, which she probably would.
I'd be upset. I don't want to listen to anybody bitch and moan at me.
She's here to
Fine, we'll do it one day.
She's here to give you advice. You won't listen anyway, so it's not, what's the point of somebody telling you?
That's right. What's the point?
Exactly. What's the point? You're not going to listen anyway.
No, I would not. I'd turn the tables and be like, do you have a real degree?
Oh my
Are you a fake doctor like Dr. Phil or something?
Dr. Phil's not a real doctor?
I don't think he was. Maybe I have the wrong guy.
You really know how to say things to people, don't you? And you don't even know if it's true or not.
Oh, well, I just heard it.
So
if I really wanted to be mean, I'd start on Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh boy. Now, what did she do? Why don't you like her?
Oh gosh, I used to. I think she's just, real bitter now. I don't understand where the bitterness comes in.
She did something to you personally?
She didn't do anything to me personally.
She called you up and she was real bitter and nasty to you on the phone?
No, but like if you try to watch her show, she just, I don't know.
Let me ask you a question.
Who wants to watch bitter ladies?
Let me ask you a question. How do you end up disliking somebody you don't even know?
I didn't say I dislike her, per se.
I thought you just said that. Now, I can't wait to watch the replay because I could have sworn that I heard you say that you didn't like her.
Well, I said I used to like her.
Exactly. Meaning that now you don't like her. Oh, I caught you on something right there. Right there.
You know what it is? It's just like I try to watch that show, but they all seem so bitter.
Well, let me ask you another question. Who knocked on your door? Who tied you up? And who sat you down in front of the TV and made you watch it? Who did that?
Nobody. Well, basically I have a client and that's always on the TV. So I'm kind of like hijacked to watch it. Just like I'm hijacked to watch CNN when I'm at my other client's house. And then I hear something that I know is not true. And I just like roll my eyes.
Now, how do you know it's not true?
Because I watch a lot of news stations.
And your news station has authority to be. Your news stations have authority to be considered authentic and 100% true versus the other ones?
Well, I watch a couple of them to validate that they are true. So if I get the same story, it's validation.
Yeah, if you watch the same kind of stations.
No, I watch a lot of, I would say, fair-minded newscasts, too, which don't necessarily go right or left. They're independents.
Okay.
Because I want fair and balanced news. But I don't know. It just always cracks me up. I try to, like I watch it and I try to get into it. And I'm like, but they're always so bitter. And I'm like, why are they always so bitter? Whoopi Goldberg used to be fun.
Do you know who sings the theme song to that show, right?
I didn't know there was a theme song.
What show are we talking about?
What is it? The View? Is that what it's called?
Yes. So, the queen of hip hop soul, Mary J. Blige, sings that song.
Oh, wow.
So, the next time that you're watching that and it comes on, I want you to listen to it. But yeah, they had the same.
Well, she's not bitter, though, right? They didn't drag her into the bitterness, did they?
They had the same theme song for, I guess, I don't know how long they've been in, but it was for a long time. And then someone reached out to her and wrote the song and said, "Here, there you go." And they did a whole video and everything.
What kind of song is it?
You said you watch it every day. I would play it, but I'm not because they're going to throw us off of here. But
I don't remember there being a song, though. I guess I didn't catch it from the very beginning.
let me see what I can do here. I won't play it, but I can show you the actual video of it as long as I turn my volume down so that the thing doesn't pick it up.
Is there a girl after them, or before them named Tanner or something?
I don't watch it. I haven't watched it in a long time. I watched it like maybe the first time when Mary was coming on to do the video promotion. And then after that, I didn't. Can you see that? Yeah. I almost want to look at it. See it?
Yeah.
There's your girl.
Oh, gotcha. Then they put the other people in there?
Yeah, and then you're going to see Mary. She's singing now. Let me show it to people out there.
Yeah.
On I don't think it's going to pick up. Oh yeah, it can that way.
Huh.
But yeah, they danced and they did all kinds of stuff, and see, there you go.
That can't be the real people. They look too happy. She got doubles, stunt doubles.
It's not even picking up right on here, but
where's my buddy there?
Who?
I bet you she's all.
No, she's there. You'll see her come up again. She was talking to her in the beginning.
That's a long promo.
It's a whole music video. It's the whole entire song. But yes, how could I forget about that?
Well, she must be very much a Democrat, I guess, to do that show.
Who are you talking about?
The queen of hip hop.
So there's a rule when you come on a 4-1 podcast.
Don't talk politics.
Well, that's one. But then number 2 is we don't talk about Mary in a different way like that. We just don't do that.
Oh, I'm not saying it negatively or positively. I'm saying that that's a certain kind of show.
No, that is a negative tone of how you're taking
It is not.
Coming from,
you are reading too much into it.
Coming from a Republican, that's how you would speak. I get it, but
that's not true. There's Democrats that I've liked. I mean, people say Jimmy Carter was a terrible president, but I think I liked him because he was a very good person. He started Habitat of Humanity and built a lot of homes for a lot of people.
Now
I think he was genuine.
Let me ask you a question. I watch your show, and I follow your page, and I see some of the things that you speak about. And we've had so many disagreements over the years because of your stance on certain political things and how you just won't let up. So when you have something in your heart and you just won't let up and you just can't let it go, and it just keeps coming back, and it's something you're so passionate about, it's probably something that you probably should take a look at and actually do. So what I am kind of baffled is How come you just don't do something around that? Why don't you volunteer for some of these parties? Why don't you go out, do door to door? They have all kinds of things you can sign up on these people's websites.
Well, it's not time for door to door yet. But I did put a bunch of signs in my yard.
Why don't you talk about it when you do your videos? You more so take it and do other things.
Well, I think it would be more interesting to get somebody that's a Democrat and have a debate on the show.
I'm sure
so we can go back and forth, you know.
Well, don't you have any friends who are into that?
I have no Democrat friends. I'm just playing with you. It's like, you know what it is? It's just like nobody wants to come on, usually, you know?
Nobody wants to come on and nobody wants to go back and forth about that stuff. Interesting.
No, I mean, nobody really want to be on camera. Like, I believe Fred's a Democrat, but, Fred wasn't comfortable on camera. Judy is a Democrat, so she probably wouldn't. I don't think she cares to come on. It's hard getting people on the camera. I guess they're camera shy, or
Maybe you make them feel uncomfortable.
I don't think so. I think it just isn't for them. It's not for everybody. But if I could get somebody that would come on, then that would be great.
Well, good.
I'm open to different views.
Well, good. I don't believe that, but that's okay. That is okay. Some of these parties, they're very one-sided, so I don't know about that.
That's not true. Look at John F. Kennedy.
But that's why I don't get involved. He
was a good president.
That's why I don't get involved in politics.
Did you like JFK?
I was too young.
He was a good president. He stayed up all night praying that Cuba wouldn't attack us.
And you saw him praying?
I saw pictures of it. No, I think he was a genuine person.
I'm starting to really notice that you believe everything that somebody tells you. Now, I'm not saying that didn't happen, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful in any type of way at all. But if you took a picture of me staring at something, and I went and posted and told people that I was standing in that same spot, staring at something for 12 hours, do you think that people will believe me?
What would you be staring at?
I don't know. I'm just saying. You said that he was sitting there praying all night, and that for sure, like you were there.
Well, they were going to launch a missile.
No, I understand that. I know what you're saying.
Well, I'm sure he didn't rest. I'm sure he didn't sleep. So if I look at the facts, break them down, he probably didn't sleep. He was a religious guy. It makes sense that he prayed. So I base that on other facts. So I guess if you're telling me you were staring at something for 12 hours, I'd say, well, didn't you have to go to the bathroom? Didn't you get hungry? I shake you down.
And then I would say, oh, absolutely not. I was just so focused and everything was wonderful. And you believe me. You believe everything that everybody tells you. It could be a criminal walking down the street with a handgun in his pocket, and there are just reports that somebody murdered somebody in the neighborhood, and he would say, I did not do it. Blood would be all over his shirt, clothes, everything. The writings are all on the wall. And you would say, well, he told me that he didn't do it, so I gotta believe him.
Well, that I always do. Hello.
What's going on, Bethany?
For the best of people.
To the point where it's kind of ridiculous a little bit.
Yeah, well,
that's
me. I'm a ridiculous person.
You probably when your kids were younger, you had chocolate cake on the table, and you know full well that, let's just say Sean had chocolate cake on the side of his face and there was a bite mark, and you would say, Sean, did you eat this cake? And he would say no. And you see that the writings are on the wall, cake all on his face, chocolate everywhere. And you would
No,
say,
they didn't lie to me, actually. They
you
would
would
just
say,
tell me they ate the chocolate cake.
you would say, well, he told me that he didn't eat it, so I guess I got to believe him. Let's take it a step further. Your ex-husband may have stayed out late at night and probably should have been home at a time that he probably should have been home. And he might have lipstick on his shirt, might have, perfume all over him, the smell, the scent
Did
of
you
a...
know him? Those are exact facts.
I know where we're coming from. The scent of another woman all on him, right? And then you ask him, did you cheat on me? Why are you taking excessive showers every time you come home? Why is there lipstick on your shirt? Why is there perfume? And he says, no, I'm not cheating on you. And then you turn around and say, well, he said that he didn't do it, so I guess I got to believe him.
Gosh, you're like putting salt in the wounds, aren't you?
You believe every damn thing that somebody tells you.
No, because there was other signs. I mean, I'm not dumb. There were signs.
Jetta, what's going on?
You're like, he's like rubbing salt in the wounds there, Does it hurt does it hurt yet, Kathy? Let me put some less salt in there, see if it hurts.
Are you over? Are you finally good to let that whole situation go 20, 30
Oh,
years?
yeah. I think, you know what? It's hearing about that Gabby Petito case.
I don't know what that is. What is that? What is that?
The girl that was 22 that disappeared with the long blonde hair.
No, I didn't hear that.
And it kind of like, when I heard that, it reminded me of being, when I was young and with my ex-husband, and what a toxic relationship it was. And, at some point it would have been much better for one of us to walk away. I mean, toxic.
That's how it always is. I was listening to something today where somebody said, remember how you were so crazy and you just wanted to stay, and it was so hard to, leave a situation of being with somebody that didn't want to be with you? Mm-hmm. Can you imagine how hard it is, or how hard it would be to leave somebody who actually wants to be with you?
Yeah.
That's crazy, right?
Especially when you're young, too, I mean, I'm sure this young girl kept thinking, well, he won't hit me again, or,
I've heard the same story before. There was one story, I think it was on, I don't know, one of these shows, Dr. Phil or whatever. They knew that something bad was happening. They told her to go back to him. She ended up going back. The father was getting ready to go and break up the situation and go and get the daughter back, but it was too late.
Wow.
That story happens quite often.
Yeah.
Mm.
But yet it's something, I guess, we've all gone through with somebody at some point, right?
Yeah, it is what it is, right? Well, we just have to hope and pray that our children don't go through those types of things. That's one of the biggest things, I guess, is to make sure that our kids don't go through the same nonsense and the same drama and BS that we had to go through.
Mm-hmm. I came to the conclusion the other day, and it's funny because Mark kind of came to the same epiphany at the same time. And I said, with everything going on, it seems like there's no anchor anymore. There's very little anchors besides God. It used to be like the government was an anchor for all of us. And
excuse me. When was the government ever an anchor for anybody? What world are you living in?
It used to be.
Really?
It used to be somewhat that they would stay by the Constitution
and that stuff is actually in the Bible, and it says to trust in your government in the Bible.
I'm saying is it was one anchor. People were another anchor. People were friendlier. People were there for other people. Now it seems like everybody's out for themselves. And I said to myself, there'll be no more wasted days.
Isn't that what this whole world was built on? Every man for himself. That's not the first time you've heard this, right?
Oh, not true. Not true. Look at people in World War II. They had each other's backs. You know, they fought against, the Nazis for human rights for people. I mean, there's been a lot of times where people have really put aside their own selfishness and helped people. But it seems like it's a lot to ask for people, you know. There's too many things to fight.
Why do you think the world is the way it is today?
It just got out of hand slowly, you know.
Where do you think the first signs of a downfall was? What do you think it was that started it?
Well, I think when you try to separate people by common enemies and get them fighting against each other instead of, forming unities, that was a big problem.
You mean like what we're going through right now?
Yeah.
You mean like with people who go back and forth with mask versus no mask?
Well, I think that's kind of a stupid thing to fight over, you know? I mean, if somebody wants to wear a mask, let them wear a mask.
Don't you see that it's happening? I've heard that there's all kinds of attacks and stuff on airplanes and stuff. You watch.
There is, but what I'm saying is that seems like a very small thing to fight about.
Yeah, but once you started it, whoever started the mask wearing and all that stuff, you got people.
If it makes you feel better to wear a mask, wear a mask.
You got people conditioned to wanting to wear a mask or not wanting to wear a mask, and then you got other people jumping in telling you what to do. So my thing is, if you don't want to wear a mask, that's your business. If you want to risk yourself, then that's your business, and nobody should tell you anything about it, vice versa. And if you're protecting yourself because you want to have a mask on, then that's it. How about you, don't say anything to anybody else, right? Mind your business, put your mask on, and go sit down somewhere. And the people who don't have the mask on, what are you going to get upset because somebody has a mask on? What is someone who has a mask on going to do for you? Do to you? Nothing.
Yeah.
Not a damn thing.
I don't harass anybody for either.
Now, here's the question. Do people start fights by saying, why are you wearing a mask? Or more fights start by because you don't have a mask on?
Probably now the later, because they think the people that have the masks on did not get vaccinated. So it becomes a vaccinated, unvaccinated.
And before,
which reminds me so much of something, you know?
And before, it was people who wanted to walk in the store without a mask on.
Correct.
And then here's the thing. If you are unvaccinated and you have the mask on, again, they have a mask on.
Yeah. Who cares?
I don't
their
get it.
business.
Yeah, they have a mask on. This doesn't make any sense.
Well, I'm sure the masks will be here for a long, long, long time.
What are your predictions?
Well, it's hard to say. Like, I don't think.
You don't think it's going
the
away?
Vaccination should be in kids, young kids. I'm against that. You know. And I don't have the science to back it up, but I mean, kids grow at different rates. Kids deserve to have their body pure and clean, at least for a little bit, till they're mostly done growing, right? They're not really susceptible to it. And we don't know the side effects. We really don't know the side effects of this. It has not been approved yet. The only thing that was approved was just one portion of the Pfizer. Not the whole thing, just one part of the Pfizer. Yeah.
Interesting. Well,
I kind of, yeah, right? Because we're older adults, so it's not going to affect us too much.
like they say, the world that we used to see it is no more.
Yeah. And I still predict that depression is coming. And that depression's coming very, very soon. The one that I've been talking about for years and years. It's going to be one of great multitude. So I guess I do think that we're kind of near the end of times.
Leave it to you to bring the show down.
No, it's not. Well, first of all, there's two good things. If you're a good person, you get lifted and you don't have to see the end of times. You get lifted right on up. And the second thing is we could turn it around. We really could. We have time.
Listen,
every kind act will turn it around.
Listen, I'm not trying to be selfish or anything, but I do not have time to be trying to save the world. I'm sitting here trying to make sure that I'm good. And yes, I'm going to make sure I take care of people, the handful of people that I can. But I do not have time to be sitting here thinking that I'm going to go ahead and save the world. There's something to be said about someone who thinks that they can run around and change this whole thing. So my thing is, I'm waiting for you to start. Show us how to do it.
You are saving the world.
Show us.
You're going on here and talking to people.
Well, show us.
How do you know
Go ahead. How do I know what?
How do you know that one person that doesn't tune into you was like at the end of his rope and was gonna you don't know.
I know that there's something bigger than me when it comes to this, because there are times when I'm like, if we're gonna do it tonight. Like, I don't know if I am gonna go. Maybe I should cancel the show tonight, maybe this or that. Sometimes I go back and forth like that, and then when I go on, something magical happens and I'm like, that was my lesson, that I probably should not be thinking like that. And I told you some of the things that have happened on this show where people have reached out to me, and had I not come on a certain day, that person would have not been able to reach out to me, and what could have impacted my life in a different way. So yeah, I've learned not to question things anymore. I just go with the flow. I know that this thing is, bigger than me, and there is, work to be done. And with that, somebody gets it. It may not be a lot of people, maybe a handful of people show up on this day, people show up this day. Maybe no one will show up one night, but the next day they watch a replay. So it's important that I continue this journey.
That's what I'm saying. When you look at it like that, you're doing God's work.
As I continue to talk, I see some of the numbers going up, and it's strange. Sometimes there's a lot of people that come in, sometimes it's not, but yeah.
And I kind of feel like it's my job to do good just by making people laugh. That's what I do best.
Well, yeah, you do that. You make people laugh. You make people concerned. You make people do a lot of things. So, yeah.
But mostly laugh, right?
Yes. Oh, my goodness. That is so funny.
I feel like that's what the world needs. We need more laughter. We need more sanity. I don't know where the world got so crazy, where common sense is out the window. It's like that movie, Idiosyncrasy.
Never saw it.
Where they all the world gets so dumbed down. Nobody can make a decision. Nobody can say anything. It's a good movie.
Well, I can't believe you stood up this late.
I know. Well, you asked me to come on, so I came on to ruin your show.
No, it's fine. And again, I didn't do burning questions tonight, which is fine.
You did not do a burning question. I was very disappointed about that. No burning question for the road.
Okay. Well, since you talk about the depression, since you talk about all of the things that you know how to talk about, what are you doing to keep yourself financially successful for the future? Well, talk about this depression that you say is coming. What are some things that you're doing to protect yourself?
I'm working as much as I can,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to take everything that has to get done, repairs or whatever. I'm getting that done first in the house, so that the house will be in tip-top shape. God forbid anything happens.
So you have come to the realization that you're staying there?
For the time being, yeah. Just for the time being. I'm basically trying to make as much bank as I can.
You have, since we've talked about it, that's been a while, you have pretty much paid down that mortgage. You're almost there, aren't you?
I think I owe 97.
It's not bad.
Yeah. And the car's paid, so that's a good thing. I'm working on paying some credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
Life is good. We go out once a week for date night.
No, that's good.
We spend, try to keep it under $40.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Doesn't always work.
What's going on? Thank you so much for joining on Twitch tonight. I'm not sure if Twitch works just like everything else, where you go ahead and tag your friends. Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you. Where you can tag your friends. But if you can, I would greatly appreciate that, because I need to, bring up my viewers on Twitch. So Hager, Kathy would like this name, Hager Death 300. That's right up her alley.
I like that.
That's right up her alley. But if you can tag your friends, let them know about the 4-1 podcast, that would be greatly appreciated. What a great show tonight. I had no idea that it would turn out the way it did. Get her from My Rap Tribe join on YouTube, of course. You'll get it from her. Oh, I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm definitely gonna have to check that person out. Now, are they on Twitch, or is this going to be universal on different other social media platforms? So he said that he liked my do-rag.
Yeah, it's a good look for him. Yeah.
And he says, go get it from Hoods _ and Hoods is HOODZ _ do-rags. Yeah. So yeah, I definitely shout out a bunch of businesses. Speaking of businesses, you came on and you got me all discombobulated, and I didn't do my typical shout out for all of the businesses. So we're getting ready to go out, but I will definitely give a shout out. Of course, I had you on the list. Thank you so much for coming in and supporting as much as you do. Silver Cube, Unique Jewelry. This is the first time that I've seen you, so thank you for supporting. Leah, Relly Too Raw. You said my mic is discombobulated? Are you having a hard time hearing me? Really Too Raw, Barbie Fashion Company. She's pretty good. She does all of her stuff in pink, and she's on Instagram, and she has positive messages. And yeah, check her out. Switch Clothing Brand. I'm gonna have to check it out. I'm not quite sure why it's like that. Switch Clothing Brand. Shea Heaven, recording artist Ella Starr, and of course my sister Desiree Covington. Thank you so much. And Curvy Dolls Boutique. Have you ever shopped from Curvy Dolls?
No, not yet.
I think you said you shopped from something.
Kizzy.
Oh, Kizzy's things. I've definitely given her a shout out multiple times. She's been on here several times. So
I love your sister's name. She has such a rich name.
What, Desiree Covington?
Yeah, like she'd be in a soap opera or something.
She was on the other. She was on maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. It was really funny. I think I got kicked off of TikTok that night too.
I guess that's her married name.
It's not my real sister.
Oh,
if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
But my real sister has been married and changed her names, and there's a whole bunch of factors going on there too. So names
that is
get
such a cool name, though.
Names
Desiree
get changed
Covington.
around here to where it is what it is.
I'm going to change my name soon. Cassie.
To what?
Cassie.
Cassie or Hassie?
Cassie.
Oh.
Yeah. Katsy.
I thought you were saying Hassie.
Nah, I can't pull off the name like Cassie.
Yeah, you can. You know what I think? I think your new name should be Agnes. Mm-hmm.
Agnes.
Yeah,
Why is that?
Just that's more suitable for you, Agnes. You're always calling yourself old. You're always, saying weird stuff. So Agnes works well. Whiskey drinking, crazy thinking, shit talking, and I ain't walking. Miss Agnes.
Miss Agnes. That's funny. Oh, so I'm getting my healthy show together. I got a lot of good hats that I'm going to share.
Hats?
Hats.
What do you mean, axe?
Life hats. No, life hats.
Life.
HACKS.
Life hacks?
Yes. Shortcuts. Life shortcuts. Healthy shortcuts. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, I ought to be nervous. Real nervous.
Tomorrow I'm going to try to do a cooking show. It's going to be a billion dollar burger.
Oh.
And this is to honor all the billionaires that want to take away our beef and our any type of food, meats.
And where
they want to see these plants. Yeah.
They want to take it away and do what with it?
Basically, they don't like the fact that the cows let off methane gas. So they want less cows. Strangely enough, right? They want less babies too. They want less babies, less cows. So therefore, they want less meat. And the only meat that will be available will be the meat that these billionaires own. The government owns some of the meat. The Chinese own some of the meat. The Brazilians, and you have a few of these billionaires that have their own cattle. So they'll be selling theirs very high.
This just sounds ridiculous.
So anyways, that's going to be a beef burger tomorrow.
Sounds crazy. I don't know what to say.
You gotta look up some of this stuff.
I try not
look
to.
It up.
Because I think it's absolutely ridiculous. So I try not to get into it.
Well, maybe. But they have no right to tell us what we can and can't eat. We all agree there, right?
Yeah, now that's ridiculous. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Well, thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
And I did a good show, even though I had a full sleeping pill in me.
Yeah, you're going to go to sleep
after. I stayed awake.
Yeah.
Knock off. No, it's fun. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I'll call you tomorrow.
All right.
I appreciate you too.
Take care.
Bye, guys. It's fun. The Republican has left the building.
Well, there you have it. That's Kathy, a.k.a. Crazy Kathy, a.k.a. the whiskey drinking, crazy thinking, shit talking, and I ain't walking Miss It's All in the Cards with Kathy. So she comes on every Wednesday. We do a show called Reading Between the Wines, and it comes on at 8 o'clock. So any other night, I'm here at 10 o'clock. But on Wednesdays, it's 8 o'clock. So tomorrow, we have fashion designer X Threads coming in the building. And if you'd like to support the 411 podcast or Reading Between the Wines, go ahead and click that link above all of my social media platforms. And I'm so thankful to be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, D Live, and Twitch. Yeah, click those links above and go inside of Shop Like Diamond. Anything that you purchase from Shop Like Diamond will help support the 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines. And I just want to say thank you so much to everyone out there who likes, comments, shares, anybody who's watching the replay at any given point. I definitely appreciate you. You could be doing anything, but you decide to come in and watch, comment, and engage, and that means the world. I have to thank my executive producer for allowing me to come out here and give you the 411 podcast one more time in life, and also allowing me to hit this reset button and renewing my situation each and every day. Without my executive producer, none of this would be possible. And of course, without all of the love and support from each and every one of you out there, it wouldn't be possible as well. So thank you so much. And I will see you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. X Threads in the building. Thank you so much. My Rap Tribe, thank you so much. Haggard Death 300, thank you. It's All in the Cars with Kathy. I saw Karma's Paradise, Miss K. Cole. Thank you for coming through. My girl Bethany Trent, all the way from California. Thank you. So far, I believe we had Texas, we've had Pennsylvania, we've had California, and I believe we've had Mississippi in the building tonight. At least all that I know of. And I've seen so many other people come through, of course, but they, of course, didn't drop it and let me know where they were calling from. So, yeah, when you come on the 411 podcast, I always say where you're calling from because I'm curious to see, how well we maneuver all throughout this whole, I can say world now, which is crazy as it may seem. But yeah, so many people from all over the world come in at different points on the 411 podcast, and it's amazing. All right. I'm signing off now. See you tomorrow, 10 o'clock. Take care now. Good night.